Well, a true champion in the fight against breast cancer died yesterday. Lisa Covington rode in the pace car at last year's Komen Race for the Cure. She had stage 4 breast cancer that spread to other parts of her body, and even though she was often in pain, she was always in the community, sharing her story and telling people to get their mammograms and do their self-exams. Lisa Covington was a dear friend. I was honored to interview her right here on Midday News, and I will definitely miss her. You know, it was 3 years ago today that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and Lisa and I were both recognized last year as 2 of the 20 faces of Komen for Komen's 20th anniversary of the race here in Kansas City. Joining me right now is Komen Executive Director Carli Good. And Carli, gosh, I mean, Lisa was just a champion and just a great person.
She was, and you know, it's been really hard to lose truly a member of our Komen family. But you know, Lisa is why we race. Cynthia, you are why we race. This is why Susan G. Komen Greater Kansas City exists and why we do what we do. She
was a 13-year survivor, you told me, and she would go on radio appearances. She did so much in the community, the Royals, the Chiefs.
She was amazing, and you know, one of the things that I remember most about Lisa was her smile, but also the way she mentored other young breast cancer survivors. Lisa was all about hope, and her motto was "Hope Rocks." And that motto is something that we carry forward. So unfortunately, Lisa isn't with us today, which is really hard. And I know we're not the first people to lose someone to breast cancer.
Sure.
We won't, unfortunately, be the last. But Lisa's memory, her spirit, her fight is what motivates us. She's why we race.
Race is coming up. Yes. What do you think Lisa would say? Why would she say to get involved? What would be her message here today for people?
The one thing about Lisa that we know is, it's a 5K. There's a run, walk. There's lots of things you can do out there at Race for the Cure. But what Race for the Cure is all about is celebrating and honoring our survivors. It's about the newly diagnosed survivor who sits in the survivor pavilion and is pampered all day because she's not strong enough to go out and do the race. It's the survivor parade where we celebrate those who have just been diagnosed up to, right now we have a 54-year breast cancer survivor in the Kansas City community. So we celebrate every year of survivorship, and that's what race is about.
So I mentioned earlier that this is the 1-year anniversary of my, 3-year anniversary of my diagnosis, and I call it really the beginning of becoming a survivor.
Right.
And that's why race is so important to me. So Team Cynthia Newsom, we're launching that again this year, and so it's really easy if you want to start a team or be part of a team. What do we need to do?
Yeah, it is really easy. KomenKansasCity.org is our website, and I personally invite everyone to join us out there on race day and to be with us as we celebrate and be with us as we, fight for Lisa and for Cynthia and for all of the survivors out there. It's just too important. Our dollars, not only do they fund local community programs, but they educate women who are survivors or who might be survivors. We talk about early detection, but we're talking about the other side of the picture as well, which is the metastatic breast cancer and our collaboration to move that needle forward. There's just so much work, and race is how we're able to do that in the community.
So tell us what's coming up on Sunday. Komen's auction, the race is August 10th, but Sunday you got an event.
It is, yeah. June 22nd, we're out there at the T-Bones game, so they'll be having jerseys. Tickets are still available. A survivor will be throwing out the first pitch. So that kind of, it's our, T-Bones are going pink for us, so that's exciting. And raising dollars, once again, to go back to the fight, so.
Before we leave, I always say, whenever I speak to anyone about breast cancer, I say, don't be afraid of being diagnosed with breast cancer. Be afraid of being diagnosed too late. And so I really mean that message. I hope you'll join my team, but join any team. Just be out there, support, make a donation if you can't come, but be involved in Komen for the Cure. And let's do it in honor of Lisa as well.
In honor of all survivors, truly, Cynthia. And, this is why we race. This is why we fight.
Carli, thanks for coming.
Thank you.